Hi everybody, hope you're well. Just a short video on a Saturday night. I tried uploading something recently and I realised although the only time you can do these things is kind of late at night when the kids are in bed, it's not the best time to do them because you can get quite tired and if you've chilled out, you've watched a movie and then you decide to do something like this and you can put more gaps in and more pauses than you should have done. So I'm just going to keep it brief and I'll just show you this. Basically this is a storage box. Now I have a couple of storage boxes like this, to be precise about 4 or 5 of them, and in here are things that are pretty precious and really need to be catalogued and preserved, whether that be in acrylic star cases or whatever. But anyway, I'm not going to take you through the whole lot. In fact, I'm only going to take you through one of them, but I'm just going to remove these and show you as an original Frisbee. You've got the large, what they call the older Marvel specials, the summer specials. We will talk about those at another date. There's number 1. There's the original 1978 calendar. We'll talk about that another day. And the Star Wars portfolio. But we're not talking about those. They're just on the top because, believe it or not, they're too big to fit in here. But what I have in here, apart from the holy grail of my collection, which is carded figures, but that's also not what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about is poster magazines. Now, do you remember poster magazines? It's kind of a lost art, isn't it? Poster magazines. You just don't get them anymore. So I'm going to talk about poster magazines this evening, and I have a selection here of original poster magazines from the original release of Star Wars, the first Star Wars. As you can see, these are the English variant, and they were 40p when they were released. That's a great thing, isn't it? It's amazing now. If you want to put something up on your wall, you normally have to buy a framed canvas print, or you go and you buy a poster for a £5, and then you've got to buy a frame to go with it. But back then, 40p, and you could get something ready to go. Get a little bit of blue tack, and there you go. Customize your bedroom with your favourite movie or your favourite pop stars or whatever. Now, obviously, you can see I've got these preserved in plastic cases or plastic sheets, slip cases, whatever you call them, because these things are becoming quite rare now. There are other things in this box that we will talk about at a later date. I'm not going to talk about them now. We'll save that one for another upload. So let's move that to one side and just take you through these, because these are kind of time capsules of a bygone age. They're things you used to be able to get in your newsagents, and I remember going, wow, look at that, next to the old Spider-Man comics, Star Wars poster monthlies, and you could just, for 40p, ready to go. So let's have a look. Right, so I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. There we go. Right, so this is number 4. Now, one thing that is very typical of these poster magazines are the extremely rare photographs on them. Look at that one there of the suited and booted Dave Prowse on the set of the first film. Very unusual. Notice his helmet is a bit skewed. It's not quite being stuck on properly. A very rare photo. So inside you've got kind of in-depth information about the characters, and it was an A4 format which folded out again, and then finally you unfold it completely, being very careful here. So this one is Chewbacca. Very nice. That's a very classic shot of Chewbacca. Really nice. So there you go. Let's get another one out, shall we? Okay. Right. This is issue number 2 with a classic classic image on the cover. I do remember the perspective of this, you know, where you see the surface of the Death Star behind the X-Wing fighter. Really did have an effect on me as a kid. You know, I thought, wow, this is like historical science fiction. So in this one we have Darth Vader lives. Do you remember that? Because at the end of the first film, everyone thought he was dead, and everyone was wearing badges saying Darth Vader lives. So let's have a look at this one. Yeah, Darth Vader lives, but will he return? Fantastic. And these things are real time capsules, you know, of the era of the 70s. And if you can get your hands on them, I would strongly advise it, because I was looking through this and thinking, yeah, I could do an upload about the poster magazines. I could do that. I thought, I'll just see if there's any more available. No, there are none on eBay. That's only Empire Strikes Back. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of the Empire Strikes Back, but I only collect original 1970s items at the moment, simply because I have to kind of, you know, cast a smaller net. I can't collect everything. So let's have a look what's inside this one. Oh yeah, hang on a minute. Oh, there we go. Look at that, fantastic. Really nice. So, oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This was a very, very, very common image of when the first film was released. This was in jigsaws and posters and bubblegum cards and everything. That's basically a classic short. I think this was a lobby card as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. So look at that. Isn't that fantastic? So we'll do the last two that I own. I don't own the whole set. I would love to own the whole set. I think I may have left it a bit too late, because I think I paid about £2 each for these about 10 years ago. And I think what number is this then? That's number 3. Okay, giant Darth Vader poster inside. I know what one this is, and this is a bit of a weird one, this one. So let's have a look, shall we? Here we go. Now this looks like after the film was completed, they obviously were doing lots of publicity shots, and if you look carefully on this one, which is, you know, is a fantastic shot, I'm not knocking it, but if you look at the stormtroopers, they've all got kind of stock movie prop blasters. They're not blasters that have been used in the film, and they're standing behind some kind of giant tin foil thing going on. But isn't that great? Isn't that lovely? Such a nice thing. Such a nice thing. Again, a super rare shot, and these poster magazines are very, very, very typical of super rare shots for the posters. But if you had those 3 on your bedroom wall, wow, what a happy boy you'd be. So last one. I must remember to try and find more of these. Trouble is, people put them up with blue tack, you see. They put them up with blue tack. And one thing about blue tack, yeah, you don't need a frame with blue tack, but blue tack rips posters really easily. So your chances of finding these things in complete condition with no damage is pretty scarce nowadays, especially when you consider these things are 40 years old. So let's see what this one is then. What's this one? And I honestly, genuinely can't remember what this one is. Oh, well, there you go. Fantastic. Look at that. Beautiful. That's probably, you couldn't really beat that for an iconic image of Star Wars. The 2 robots, R2-D2, C-3PO on Tatooine, pretty much says it all, really. That's about as vintage as you can get, really. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed sharing my vintage posters from back in the day, and I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will be doing another one very soon. So anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, remember